Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we're making an Easter bunny. I'm sorry, have I jumped the shark with all my leprechaun fans? I'm sorry if I have, but I'm going to an Easter bunny. I like to look on Pinterest and find boxes and things like that that I can turn into a bunny. That's what we're doing today. So this piece of cardstock is 8.5 by 5.5. Now the original video that I saw was done by Dawn Stamping Thoughts. I'll link her video below. It's an older one, but she's so good anyway. But she did hers 8.5 by 6, and I thought we could do ours a little smaller so we could get 2 out of 1 piece of cardstock. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your cardstock in your scoreboard on the 8.5 inch side, and what I want you to do is score at 4 and also at 8.5. Now I'm going to do all these score marks, and then I'm going to come back and draw them in black so you can see them, because I know you can't see a thing. But just to let you know what I'm doing, I'm going to walk you through it like this. Okay. We're going to score this one at 5 inches here, and that's just to give me a 1/2 inch score on the inside here. But the reason I do that is because you know I have a hard time over here when I'm trying to do 1/2 inch, so I just do it out here. Then I'm going to turn it and do it at 4.5. So basically, we're just creating a 1 inch panel at the bottom and a 1/2 inch panel at the top. That's what we're doing there. All right, so that is our score lines. Let me go ahead and draw these in so they'll make sense. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Now we need to make a couple of more score marks. And to do that, we want to score on the bottom. This is the bottom of our box. It's going to be where it closes. And here's where it gets important. And I just about messed up just then. What you want to do is you want to make sure you have this, and I'm going to have to flip this over because I messed up. You want to make sure you have this line on the 4 inch mark. So you see that mark right there? I should have drawn this side too, but I didn't. But you want to make sure your 4 inch line is on your 4 inch score mark. That's important. Now what you'll do is you're going to score at 2 inches, but only to that 1 inch score. Okay, we're just scoring the bases. 4 inches already done, and then do 6. So 2, 4, 6, and 8 is already done for us. Let me draw those in. So you can see here, that's what we're going for, okay? So you want 2, 4, 6, and 8. That's these score marks. But you have to be mindful of this 1/2 inch. That's why I say just flip it over when you're in your score room or in your craft room. Put it on the 4 inch mark and do these here, and it's super easy. All right, so that is that. We still have more to do. This box is a little confusing, but it's really cute, so it's worth doing. In a second, we're going to be scoring with our ruler and our bone folder. But first, here's what I want you to do. I want to cut these pieces away, all right? We don't need them. So I'm actually going to miter them. So I'm going to cut a miter here, and I'm going to cut up to get rid of that. That section we do not need. Then I'm going to do the same here. Now, what I mean by a miter is I'm just coming out and cutting at an angle to take some of the bulk away, and then just cut this off. You don't have to do that. I just think it makes a better fold. I've started doing miters a lot lately. The next thing we'll do is we're going to slice this up to the 1 inch mark. Remember, this is the bottom of our box. So these panels here on the bottom are going to close up for our box to sit on. Don't worry, I'm going to redo this before we decorate it so I won't have all these lines on my box. All right, now let's start doing our diagonal lines. So for your first diagonal line, here's what I like to do. I take my ruler, and where this first little section is, this first flap, I'm going to sit it underneath there like that. And that gets me right to the point. And then I want to score to this point. So I've got it tucked under there. And I'm just going to take my ruler and score to this point here at the bottom. And I'm going to score pretty hard because I don't have anything underneath this. And so you see I'm going over it several times so I can get a good score. Let me go ahead and draw that in with my marker. So there's that score line. Now let's do the next one. And the way I do it is I just line up to that last one there, and I want to go to this crossover, not below it, just to where that meets. So watch where my tool goes. It goes right to where that meets. See that? And I want to make this score line. Let's draw that one in. I don't want y'all to be lost. Once you make one of these, they'll fly. They'll be easy. All right, now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to connect this little flap with this little corner. So I'm going to come like this. Just do that. By the way, this is going to be a bunny, but it would be super cute to make it into a carrot too. If you want me to try to do that, I will do my best. But I think that would be cute. Let me draw this line so you can see it. Just like so. Now let's make our last score line. So from here, you guessed it, from that point to this line here, which is a score mark for you, you just score it just to there. Just like so. Let me draw it in. So this is what you're looking for. Notice how my score lines stop. You don't want them in here because this is a design feature of the box, so we don't want to score down there. Now it's time to fold, and let me show you what you do. You're going to fold this line, but not into here. So you're going to fold it just here and don't crease down up here. So I'm going to start my fold, and remember, I did not use anything behind this. I'm going to have to be really gentle with my fold, okay? So I'm going to crease this one down like so. So that is fold number 1, all right? Then I want to fold this one, but what I want to do, like I said, is I do not want to go past my score mark down here. So I'm just going to get this guy started, and then I'm just going to crease it from the score line down, and I'll show you what I mean. I did not finish that score. I did not crease that out right there. All right, let's do it on this side. It may seem like I'm over teaching this, but I want you to get it right. So if I show it to you the first time really, really carefully, then it will make sense to you after that. All right, and then I just need to score this last one here. The end pieces are super easy. They just fold and score. No big deal. All right, so that's what we have. Now, Dawn did this, and I think we should too. She folded back on themselves too, just to make those really, really movable, really working for us. So there you go. Now we also need to score the centerpiece. So I'm going to fold that one down and score it. Now you can score all the way off, okay? And then you also want to score your flap in, all right? So just grab that little guy and crease him down. All right, this is your scores and your folds all drawn out for you. I'm going to go to my clean piece now for assembly, but this is what your scoring and folding would look like. Okay, so everything is preliminarily fold and scored and sliced wherever it needs to be done. Now what I'm going to do is take my flap here and add some glue. So I'm just going to run a little art glitter glue down here. And this is going to hold this guy together. So what I'm going to do is folding this in the middle, just bring this over and seal it down, just like so. I've got glue all over my fingers and it's getting all over my paper, so think about that when you're doing this. Wash your hands in between. So I'm just going to crease that down like so. Now what we want to do is here at the bottom, when you push this like this, look what happens. These pieces become the bottom of your box. Isn't that cool? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue one side down and then the other. So a little glue here. Press that down into place. And what I found helps is if you'll turn this up on your work surface like this and then squeeze the top, you can stick your bone folder in and press that down into place. So that way you'll get a nice, good square close. I've only got one side so far. Let's do the other side. Set it down there good. And then the same thing for this side. So stand it up, open it up, and that allows me to get in there and press that all down. All right, the top, I did not crease that. I didn't fold that a while ago, but the top creates its own closure. See that? These boxes have been around for a while. Why I've never made one, I do not know, but this is my first time making one. So they open like this, and they just hold themselves shut like that. They are awesome. So kudos to whoever originally did this. I think on Dawn's video, look, I got a little hanging off. I'm going to trim that. And you can do the same. It's paper. Just adjust. I think on Dawn's video, she said it was Karen from the UK. I'm not exactly sure. But there's, like I said, there's a bunch on Pinterest and stuff if you want to take a look there. Let's see if I can trim. That one's all right. All right, so if you get a little off, just trim it away. No big deal. Now let's make this a bunny. That was a lot to get the box ready. Let's make it a bunny. Okay, to make it a bunny, you're going to need 2 ovals. I used a scalloped stitched oval. And let me just bring this one over. This is a die that I use for this one. And I'll tell you the size of it real quick. This guy's 3 1/4. 3 1/4 tall and 2 1/4 wide. You guys ask me that a lot when I do these. So there's that one. Then for the insides of the ears, I did another die. And this one was not scalloped or stitched. It's just a straight die. And that one is, I never put my ruler right the first time, ever. Okay, that one is a little over 2 1/2, almost 2 3/4 tall. And then, I guess I could just measure the piece, right? And then about 1 1/2 wide. Then you're also going to need 2 circles. These circles I just did with a punch. And these are 1 3/4. Okay, so I did 2 of those in the 1 3/4. And then I needed 3 more ovals. And these guys are also a die. This one, and I'll tell you its size real quick. This one is 1 inch by 2. And don't worry, I'll have all these dimensions on the website for you, but you guys always ask me, and I thought I would just go ahead and tell you in the video. Then the last one I need is this little guy, and he is a 1 inch punch. I almost said 3/4. He's a 1 inch circle punch. So that's the last little guy we need. This is going to assemble, or this is going to be what builds our bunny face. All right, so let's put these things together. Let's start with ears. They're easy. All right, for his ears, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy. I think this will be really cute. So glue this into our little white scallop. And I'm taking it down kind of low. I'm going to leave some of those scallops showing down there, but I want it to live a little low in the circle. I think that'll give it more of an ear look. So there's that. And then this little guy will get glued down here. Again, kind of low, just like so. I love making bunnies, y'all. Then I'm going to glue them here onto that flap that closes itself. And I'm just going to take this guy and angle him like this. And I was totally going to ink this. I didn't even do it. But if you wanted to distress ink this, you could to make it even stand out more. But I think this will be fine in white. I think it'll be super cute. I may need to distress ink his face a little bit because I am putting it on white. But those are his ears. Aren't they cute? Now let's do his face. For the face, I'm going to start with my 2 1 3/4 inch circles. And I'm just going to glue them together here in the center to make a muzzle. I never get that right. Y'all always tell me every year and I forget. And then I want to do his eyes. So these guys right here are going to be his eyes, and they're going to live right behind here. But I thought I might do some marker on them first. So this is where I could make it or break it. Here's my plan. I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to run a line like this to the side, and then I'm going to come back at kind of an angle. So I'm not sure what shape that is. That was my plan for my eyes. You could totally use like an oval punch and just punch out a little section, or even cut a smaller oval from your die and cut it in half. But I think this will work for what I'm looking for. And I'm just going to go ahead and color it all the way down. So there's one, and I'm going to do the opposite on the other eye. Now what's cool about this is because we're doing it with our marker, we can adjust this as we place them. So if I put them here on a little angle and kind of close together, and I bring his little nozzle over, that would be my eyes. But again, see how one looks thicker than the other and one looks thinner? I can just slide this out and thicken this eye up. So get them a little closer to each other. Bring that one over like so. Bring this little guy in, and that's going to be his eyes. Again, you do the eyes how you want to do them. I just thought this would be kind of an easy way to do it. I'm going to touch up. My marker is drying up on me. Okay, so those are going to get glued right where they are, so I can just leave them overlapping each other and just put a little glue on one, a little glue on the other, and then glue it to my nozzle, my face, whichever one it is. Then I have his little nose. I'm going to pop his little nose up, but I'll do that one in just a second. Let's talk about teeth. So that other oval that I did, the other white oval, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this in half roughly. So this means I can get 2 sets of teeth out of this one, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little snip, a little angle snip on one side, a little angle snip on the other, and right in the middle, I'm going to make like, you know how we do ribbon tails where we make a snip up the middle, okay? And then we come in and do a ribbon tail and a ribbon tail. That's what I'm doing to create his little teeth. I think they'll be cute like that. They'll look like little snaggle teeth. See that? And if you want to, you can draw a line at the middle, but I think I'm just going to slice it. So this gives me 2 separate little teeth when they go in, okay? So what I'll do here is I'll lift this guy up. I'm going to put a little glue here at the top. And then I'm just going to place my teeth where I want them. Look how cute they are. They are so cute. Look how cute the teeth are. They are so cute. And again, if you wanted to draw that line in so you could see it even better, you could. If you wanted to pop him up on like some foam and kind of give some dimension between, you could do that as well. Speaking of, I'm going to pop his little nose up on some foam. So I'm going to put that right there. And then that 1 inch circle that we did, That's going to be his little nose, which I'm going to put like this. So I've got his little teeth. And now we can do whiskers. His eyes were disappointing me a tiny little bit. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Now that I've got them glued, I'm just coming into the middle and shaping this section of his eyes just a little bit, just to make them seem more cohesive. I think I need to get under there too. So turn this where you can see what you're doing. And get in there and just make that feel a little more like they are eyes and not separate of each other. That helps to me. That looks a little better. Okay, now then I want to do whiskers. That's what I got this out for. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 3 little whiskers, 3 little dots in kind of a triangle shape, like so. And then I think I'm going to glue baker's twine out from there. I think that'll be cute. But before I do any of that, I want to stitch his face. I like to stitch. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to do little stitch lines all the way around. Look how cute his face is. He's really coming around. He needs white. So in his eyes, we're going to do some white lines. This is kind of my new little thing. I like to do the 1 line and then the 2 dots. You could even do 3. I think I'm going to do 3 since his eyes are so big. And I might even turn this into a little more of an angle. If you're unsure of his face, check out Pinterest. You can get lots of inspiration on Pinterest for little bunny faces and things like that. All right, let me put my pen in my glue for a second. And let's bring him over to where he's going to live. So there's his little body, and he's going to go right here. Look at this. This is so cute. I want to see if I can lay it down and adhere it so you guys can see it. Let's zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to add glue. We'll see where he's going to live. I don't want his teeth to overhang. I want him to be at the bottom. So I'm just going to add some glue like this on his back. And then he'll live just like this, so his little teeth will show, but not overhang the bottom. Let's just get him glued down good. His teeth are adorable. I'm just going to tell y'all, they are so cute sticking out there like that. Oh, he's so cute. All right, let's do whiskers. Okay, for whiskers, I just cut about 1 inch to 1 1/4 inch little pieces of baker's twine. And my plan is to add little dots here for those to live out of. I may even put them out of the same dot. So let's just put a dot of glue here. And then I'm going to take one of them and place it into the glue like so. Look at that. That's going to be cute. And then I'm just going to feed the other ones out around it. I'm just going to take my tweezers and just place them where I want them in the glue. In hindsight, I would totally do this before I glued the face on. This would have been a lot easier laying flat. Just think about that. So then let's do the other side. I feel like I need to add stitching to his ears. I think that our little bunny needs a bow. So I'm going to do one of my little cheater bows. So this is some of the blue gingham. I'm going to fold it in half here. And then that will get my loops made. And then I'm going to fold this one in half. These pieces are 1 inch by 6 inches, by the way. This one will trim down a good bit, but this one will make our loops. All right, so what I want to do is I want to make some angled cuts with my scissors. You can also do this with your angle punch if you want to be very accurate. So I'll make those angle cuts to start with. I'm going to do the same ones here. And I can even line this up and use it as my template since I got myself started. So one there. And one there. And then these ends need that same cut. So what I'm going to do is just line this guy up like so and just copy it. Snip and snip. All right, what I will do here is I will take my bone folder and I'm going to just kind of ribbon curl that like so. Same over here, like so. And then I will glue these down to the middle. So just taking my glue. I have a video on this. I will link it for you guys below. I might explain it better in the video than here. But I do have a video showing you how to do this. So a little dab of glue right here on one side of our fold and then put that down. So you don't want to flatten your loop. You want to keep your loop open, but you want that to glue together there. And then you want to do the same on the other side. So a dot of glue and bring your bow into it. Again, don't flatten the loops. Okay, now we can open up our tails like so, add some glue here and here, and then bring our loops in and glue on top of there. And because we used our snips as our pattern, everything matches up. Remember how I told you a good bit of this will get cut off? This is where we're going to cut our little ribbon, like little dovetails. So what I like to do first is just come here and kind of cut this off where I want it to be. And then I will do a slice and a slice. And then the same on the other end. It's a cheater bow. You get the bow without any fancy tools. Then for the middle, I cut a 1/4 inch strip of the same cardstock. I'll start in the back with a little glue. Put that piece of cardstock down in the middle. And then I'll wrap it around the front just to close off our bow. We won't need all of that. You'll be able to make several of these out of this piece, but I just like to start with that long piece. It makes it easier. I don't have to measure that. Then glue that down just like that. And that gives you a little cheater bow. Isn't that perfect? Super easy. Then the next step is deciding where you want it on your bunny. I think I want mine to live in the middle. I think that'll be cute. Or even at an angle. Oh, definitely at an angle. That was too cute. Let's put a little glue on the middle. Let's place it where we want it. All you have to make sure of is that you don't seal your little box closed, but you shouldn't. There's no reason for the glue to cross over there, but just be mindful of that. And I'm gonna hold this and let it dry. And there we go. Voila, our little bunny treat box. He is so cute. I think he could be stitched lined here as well, but I'm not going to take a chance now. You might want to do that on yours whenever they're flat. You could do a little stitch line here. You could easily cover him with paper, what have you. And you could totally add a pom-pom to the back for his bottom. Wouldn't that be cute if you had a little pom-pom back there? So that is my little bunny made from this little self-closing box, which again, I found on Pinterest, and I'm so grateful for the folks that put it together. Check the description for the original video that I saw. And there you go, your little bunny treat box. Now here's what you have to do in the comments below. You have to tell me what you put inside this guy. You always have the greatest ideas. So tell me what you put inside our little bunny treat box. And if you make one of these, and I hope that you try it, I really do, head to my website at maymaymadeit.com and share with me how you create yours. That's a great way for you to get inspiration too. All of these faces will look completely different when our subscribers start making theirs. They will go crazy with the idea. There's no telling what you will see. So if you make one, like I said, head to my customer gallery and share photos with us of what you're creating. Thanks so much for watching today. And until next time, bye-bye.